everybody, I'm Chris Beasley with Gamma Instruments, and today we're excited to show you our new RxE 10K, our rotating electrode setup for RDE, RCE, and RRDE. So this is a big system, so grab yourself a nice hot beverage, settle in, and let's see what's inside this box. So initially it's just a couple layers of packaging. Okay, so I'm going to pull out the smaller boxes first so then I can get to the actual rotator itself. So inside here, once I open it up, this is going to be your control unit, your motor control unit. In this particular instance, we have an empty box, but if you happen to buy two interfaces, an interface or two interfaces with it for your potentiostat, then this box would have your interfaces in them. Next we have a stand rod for, well, you see where it goes into the base plate for holding cells or any other sort of clamp if you need it. We have this skinny box here. This is a safety shield that goes all the way around the rotator. Okay, then finally we have the rotator itself. So we ship this assembled so that it's much easier for you to get started, but we have the stand that the motor moves up and down. So in here we have our motor, and in here we mount the shaft itself. You can move the stand up and down with these knobs, and then we have this really fine control over motor placement height or motor height placement. In the back of the rotator is where you make your connection to your potentiostats. I don't know if you can see that clearly there. We have so this works for both disc and ring disc, in addition to cylinder experiments also. And then we have a connector up top here for motor control. And so I'll show you the motor control unit in just a moment. There's 4 holes in the base plate for your ring stand rod placement. That's obviously there. To get access inside to mount a shaft or to replace your bushings, we have thumb screws on the side here. So the face cover, if you will, pulls off nicely, and we have our motor, and then in here we have these are our brushes, so the shaft mounts from below, and essentially that's how you undo these thumb screws. And then these two pieces pull apart for when you mount your shaft up through this hole. And we'll show you the tools. Where we have the tools, you have a single or two screws here that you use to hold the hold the shaft in place. There's 2 screws to hold the shaft in place. And then of course, you just pinch these back together and put your thumb screws back in. Then you can put your faceplate on, and now your shaft is mounted. So I want to show you what else is in the box rather than go through the full process of mounting the shaft here. Okay, so inside this skinny box is all the literature that you're going to need. You have both the quick start guide for getting up and running easily, and then you also have your manual that's in here, for more detailed instructions, if you will, or troubleshooting tips or advanced specifications. Long box in here, we have a single tool. This is what you use to actually undo your hex screws to mount your shaft. And so this is actually your motor control unit. It's the exact same size as an interface 1010 or an interface 5000. So it's ideal for stacking on top of an interface, or you can obviously put this into an interface power hub if you would like. On the front we have an LED screen which shows rotation rate. We have a knob for controlling rotation rate. It can obviously also be controlled through software, so you have both analog and digital control. We have an emergency shutdown button. You press it, it stops the rotator from rotating. Power button, obviously that's easy. On the back, there's USB connections, so the rotator is controlled via USB when it's controlled digitally. User I/O, so there's some additional pins that can be used for various things here. Double check the manual to see what those specifications are. We have an analog or digital switch. So up is when you want to use analog and you want no, let me correct myself on that. Analog is if you're going to be using an analog voltage from another device. Digital is when you want to control it through software, or you just want to control it through your button in the front. So, sorry about that. There's 2 parts to the safety shield. We have 2 of these, one for the front and back. There's little screws, thumb screws, on each side of the base plate, and there's grooves along the safety shield bottom where we need to slip those in.
You're gonna do more.
More? Turn out more? Yeah. So, yes, it is a little bit, you have to make sure that the screws are out far enough in order to make a good fit. Once it does, it sits snugly, it sits level, and then you can tighten the thumb screws back down. So now we're just going to do the same thing with the front. Okay, so then I snug the screws back down. Everything is secure, and you see there's grooves along the side here. You can slide cell cables in through here. You could slide other power cable or motor control cable comes up top. But you have options to bring your cell cables in either side if you want to, or any other auxiliary cable. Or if you're doing temperature control, you can bring your circulating water through the sides. So there you have it. If you have any more questions about the RxE, you can visit our website, www.gamry.com, or reach out to tech support at techsupport@gamry.com. Thank you.